Lighting it up. Light it up.
We were actually live.
Huh?
Smoke that cigarette, Pat.
No, I was just talking about actual lighting.
You're fine, sweetie.
Oh, see?
I love how Steph comes into the room like she's trying to steal a pearl in a 90s movie. Like she flies down from the ceiling and is like flipping through lasers.
She pink Panthers in.
Yeah. I'm just like, fucking, we're saying dumb shit for no money. Just come in loud. It doesn't matter.
Walk in during the show. You can walk as much as you want.
What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new episode of Drag the Lake, the premier music podcast talking about everything we find interesting and being better at it than your favorite person. I'm Andy. This is Pat. We are both closeted. We're here to talk to you about all the latest and greatest shit in music. If you're listening to this in the future, well, thank you very much. Leave a review. We opened up, we were talking about this on No More Heroes, and we also opened up a thing where you can leave comments, leave audio recordings, ask us stuff, and we will talk about it on the show, and we highly encourage it. It's going to be a fun alteration to the show. And if you want to hang out with us live, we do this on Sundays around a new time, probably closer to like 1 from now on, because we are doing No More Heroes at 11 on Rumble. So I'll leave a link for that for you to get in on the mix. Please hang out with us. It is a fun time. It was funny when we were doing No More Heroes. There's a lot of people watching. Just no one felt like chatting. I think they just wanted to have their coffee and hear us get schizophrenic, which we appreciate that too. But yeah, man, come hang out with us live. Listen to us talk some shit and have a gay old time. Pat, how the fuck are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I mean, you guys hear us talk enough. Why don't we hear you talk a little bit? You know what I mean?
Why don't you do the show for us?
Yeah, you do. You give us some hot takes. I didn't realize that during the whole last episode that we are through No More Heroes. Sorry, the last show that we're almost matchy. I've got a Capra shirt. You got that Capra cap.
I was gonna say we're real capped up today. I noticed that as we were
a lot of no cap in that last one, my friend.
I'll turn this podcast right around. But yeah, dude, it was we were both smart to not mention it because no one on No More Heroes was gonna care or give a shit or know. But here, when it's occasionally Capra Thursday, this is a great place to talk about it.
I will say that and on the I don't know if anybody heard, but that on Sunday mornings around 11 a.m. we're streaming on Rumble. Not Bumble, but if you do watch, we do oftentimes date ourselves.
What are you doing right now?
I want you to kill me.
I don't want to
suicide by joke. You've heard of suicide by cop. I'm trying to fucking dab my choke into oblivion right now. Go.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, that would be the
Come
one.
On, kill me. Do it.
That would be the one heckler takedown video where if the heckler came up and strangled you to death, I go, the heckler was right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he did a Bumble joke?
Some jokes don't need to be said. The heckler was right on that one.
On Rumble, guys, not Bumble.
But no, we're here. We're queer. Get used to it. This is Drag the Lake. I'm ready to talk some shit with you, Pat. I do actually, personally, I have... because I'll be honest, we've been a little bad. Both of us are guilty of this. We've been a little bad about bringing up the new music that's been coming out. And I know we're not doing the new music from Friday streams anymore. I do want to incorporate those down the line. It just seemed with the our current schedules, that seemed like the one that needed to sort of be put on pause at the moment and shit like that. But I really enjoyed doing those. So, because I like bringing up bands that have been pumping out some good shit. Actually, I wanted to talk to you about this because some podcasts pretend like they don't read the comments and the comments don't bother them. Now, I think it's important to not. Pat, please let me finish. I think it's important to not. I don't want to be a podcast where every episode you fucking read the comments and we spend 45 minutes breaking down why, here's this really specific reason why you're actually technically wrong.
Yeah.
No, but I had a really mature moment. I read a comment on the new Boundaries video, which I think you should all check out because I think it's a really good fucking album. The new Boundaries album, Death is Little More. I talk about it in the fucking reaction video, but It's goddamn amazing. It's like, and listening to the progression of this band, like I was curious about it, and I went back and I listened to some of their older shit, and it's cool because they keep that same essence that they've always had, but it's so much simpler. They're just like a much more riff-centric hardcore band. And then from album to album, they get a little bit crazier, And dude, on this album, I was telling everyone who listened, like I was bugging the hell out of people. Anyone I thought listened to any slightly heavy music since this album came out, I've been bugging the shit out of them because it like they are another band in the slew of many of these newer hardcore bands. Take like we're talking about Boundaries, you take Foreign Hands, you take See You Space Cowboy. There's a couple other ones you can include in the mix. Counterparts, who they're not new, but they're still relevant and shit like that. Because I think Counterparts dropped their first album like 2015, 2014, something like that. So they're not new, but they're still pretty fucking relevant with their releases and stuff. And there's just, dude, these bands that clearly they listen to all the heavy screamo type shit that we listened to in high school, and they're just figuring out how to do it so much better. Because it all incorporates those classic elements of emo music, screamo music, hardcore music, punk music, things like that, and just with modern technology, the ability to record everything of a much higher quality. Everyone's figured out how to scream without blowing their vocal cords out, and then on top of that have been figuring out how to scream much more intensely and shit like that. It's just, dude, this new wave of whatever the fuck it is, just all the heavy music I listened to in high school, this new wave of that is, bro, a million chef's kisses.
Yeah, I think
love it.
I think hardcore, like everybody was saying, like or we're noticing that like hardcore and metal is kind of having a really big resurgence, like metalcore kind of especially, but like they're taking every element. All my favorite parts of songs are now like most of the songs being written nowadays. And it's not being lost on me. I think much like you, like it's not being ignored that like there's definite influence. I mean, we've talked about it even with Tai with Capra and stuff like that. Like the fact that, when we mention influence from Every Time I Die, it's very obvious, but it's also like it doesn't seem like it's a copycat. It's not a
ripoff.
Right. So like it's the same idea where like it's not just my favorite parts of songs. They're new, like you said, they're streamlined versions of like how to get to the parts I love the most. Like there wasn't I think a lot of times back then it was a lot of the theatrical. Like I was saying, one of my biggest complaints about Chiodos is the fact that Chiodos is the fact that so dramatic. They're so theatrical. And so and then you
guys don't know how to play those fucking piano lines. Suck my dick.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
dude, the whole time you listen to Chiodos, you just picture like a guy in a fucking Nightmare Before Christmas suit taking a veil from a woman and then being all just dramatic and fucking lame.
It's this thing where you're like everything had to be a movie and this big like Meatloaf video where it's like there's this fucking castle and there's like you said a veil. There's always a veil and there's always and it's just a stupid shit where you're like you're creating this world that's like it's unnecessary. Just play like most of these dudes are fucking the t-shirts. There's a lot of chicks in there too. Hey, the broads are getting in there playing fucking heavy music, and I'm into it. And it's not because it's not a novelty anymore. You're not just the keyboard player. You're not just, you know what I mean? You're not just the clean vocals for the parts for the ballady parts. You know what I mean? You're just a functioning member of the band, and it's just a bunch of people up there playing some fucking kick-ass music and making it look easy. I think it's really cool to see the switch from hardcore to metal to punk in one, like that journey in like one song now, as opposed to like an album where you're like, oh, this is their punk song, this is their metal song, this is like they're doing it all in one song and it's not clashing. You know what I mean? It's really cool.
Yeah. Shout out Punch Fishing, still the greatest username. Shout out Punch Fishing in the chat. Going to see Kubla Khan at First Avenues in Minneapolis. I can't read. Holy shit. Minneapolis. Minneapolis, pretty stoked. I would be too. I saw fucking the footage from the footage from the fucking Kubla Khan tour has me hyped.
Yeah.
I got my buddy hit me up randomly. Shout out Alex Amaya, really funny comedian. I guess he and a bunch of people were going, and he just hit me up randomly. He's like, "Yo, we got you an extra ticket." So,
Wow.
yeah, Starland Ballroom. I'm going to see Kubla Khan and Tsunami.
Where's that?
Starland Ballroom in Jersey.
In Jersey. Okay. When? No. When?
Yeah. Either 420 or 421.
God damn. Really? Damn it! I have a fucking show that night. God damn it!
It's also that shit. Actually, props to Kubla Khan and Tsunami. They fucking, because I don't know if I love Kubla Khan to death, but I'm not such of a mark to be like a little disillusioned. I don't know if Kubla Khan could sell out this tour the way they did without Tsunami.
You think so? Really?
I don't know. I think they're big, but I don't know because they've been here. Wait, let me look it up on their website because they've been selling out the whole fucking tour basically. Yeah. But I wonder how much they sell out without Tsunami.
Yeah, I could see it helping for sure because I'm definitely excited about. I would be excited to see because I can bring my knife into the venue so they can sign it for me, and like it's just cool. And you can bring your Kubla Khan knife and they could sign that for you. Like it's cool that we can actually just bring our knives into these shows. Like that's just the value for one ticket. We can both bring our weapons in, and
it's cool that we can do that.
Yeah, that's what it says on the ticket. This is my ticket to the show, my friend. Let me
in. Wait, that's how you get into the show?
Yeah, I just go in through the window. I smashed the window with this little joker right here. That little nipple right there.
Sorry, I can find the tour poster for the Harms because they're doing 2 runs of tour. One with Harm's Way, and then another one with fucking Tsunami.
Can I have your ticket, sir? There you go.
Give me your ticket
right here. You want to scan it?
But yeah, it's a pretty solid. Dude, I need to get down to fucking. Texas because Lemaire. I think at the end of May he's going to see Amur and Alpha Wolf.
Oh man,
did you like Amur?
I loved Amur for a while. Yeah,
they got a lot of shit when I was younger, and I'm like, fuck you. They were so fun.
Yeah. It was weird, but I saw them at a State Theater. I remember, and I was just thinking like, what the fuck? They were like, they looked like those homies. Little it looked like homies fucking just rocking the fuck out.
Well, Amur is a funny thing where I go people don't realize this, but like every genre has their Limp Bizkit, which is the band in Limp, and this actually correlates to a conversation I've been wanting to have for a while about the resurgence of Creed, and I think it is entirely phony. Yeah. Because the resurgence, now don't get me wrong, Creed's got some riffs, but I think for the average person who now acknowledges Creed has some riffs, I think once we get past, I'm going to say 2, maybe 3 songs.
Yeah. The hits.
I don't think
the singles. Yeah.
I don't think they got shit you want to see. And so I'm getting annoyed because people sort of compare the Creed resurgence to Limp Bizkit. And I go, no, that's different. Because Limp Bizkit because here's the big difference. One, everyone likes a good amount of Limp Bizkit songs. Like every person likes a handful of Limp Bizkit songs, not just like 1 or 2. Right. And the other layer to this is everyone has always liked Limp Bizkit. Yeah. I was there when Creed came out. We all fucking hated them.
Yeah. Yeah.
The whole Creed resurgence just feels so fucking fake to me.
I think what it is it's a meme. Everybody's happy to be a part of the meme of Creed being a thing nowadays because there were Creed supporters back in the day. There were people that were like, and I'm not just saying like the people that like, obviously they had fans, like there were idiots in the 90s, but like, there was still a situation where like the hits were still the hits, but that doesn't make them a good band or anything else. It's the fact that like there was no other. When you hear them talk, you don't believe. You know what I mean? Like they're just phony weirdos. So like
Yeah.
it's a thing where like you can't say that they were good. They were not nearly as prolific as Limp Bizkit, and they were not nearly as many people.
God, that's the best sentence I've ever heard. Just saying, in any context, they're not as prolific as Limp Bizkit. That's
It's
such
true.
a good fucking
Dude,
sentence to hear out
let's,
loud.
let's just go hits to hits. Let's say you don't love the band, but you want like what hits do you know more of? You know way more Limp Bizkit hits because they had more hits than Creed, because they had more releases and all this other shit. So, like you said, I genuinely liked Limp Bizkit when the first, I almost said Ill Communication. What was the first album? The one with
$3 bill, y'all.
$3 bill, y'all. Not the first one. Sorry, the hit from Nookie and shit like that. Because they had one.
Nookie was the.
It-
Wait. Oh fuck. No, I don't got it. All I remember is $3 bill, y'all. I remember the songs. I remember $3 bill, y'all, and then hot dog water and shit.
So my brothers and their friends were listening to their cover of
Significant Other.
Significant Other. They were listening. They liked the version of them that they put out when that album with Faith and all this other shit. They liked that. But when the next one came out, damn it, what as you just said it.
Wait, Faith was $3 bill, y'all.
Right. That's the one. That's when I started to when I found out about Limp Bizkit. Then the next the
Significant Other was right after that. That one had on it. I'm looking it up right now. Yeah, that one had Nookie, Break Stuff, bunch of shit. No Sex.
dude, the album cuts on that album were great. Like that's the thing. And if you really think about it, they're just a better, more interesting version of Incubus. You know what I mean? Like they have the same.
Wait, say again?
Limp Bizkit at that time, like those albums, like the deep cuts of Significant Other are almost like they have the same elements as Incubus or other bands that are huge at that time, but still as marketable, but still had more of an edge and more metal shit to it. You know what I'm saying? So it was the not right place, right time. They're just the perfect band for what they were doing. And there was not a lot of people like them. There were a lot of people in the same genre, sure, but like POD doesn't even come close. Any of that stuff. But like Incubus, another band, Hit Machine doesn't come close as far as the quality of music being put out. So somebody like Creed, who can write hits and can perform and can do and can shred and all this other stuff, has parts of the band that really work. But
yeah, I think Punch Fishing actually made a good comment where or his comment reminded me of some other shit where I think you were saying it where here he said this, he goes, Creed has been getting a big push from sports teams. And it reminded me, it was like Creed feels more like a memification of the current love for Creed. Seems like the love is more of a meme, like you were saying, because it reminds me of, dude, do you remember, I'm like, as a chronically online person, I remember when this Creed video where they were doing like the halftime it was two videos actually. Creed wrote a specific song for like the Seattle Mariners, I think. And they were talking, dude, it was so funny. It was a dumb song, but it was so funny. And then so that was going around because it's like Scott Stapp going, a 1 strike, a 2 strike, a 3 strike, you're out. Like shit, like, dude, it's so fucking stupid. And then there was this clip from Creed did a halftime show for the Dallas Cowboys, where there was like a guy dressed up as an angel flying and the problem with like with how high speed Twitter is and shit like that, someone sets up a meme so they because it's not just posting the video, it's the caption with the video. And I forget exactly what it was, but basically that caught on and you see it get reposted everywhere, like this person just organically found it. And then it just became, so people get these subconscious signals where you go, oh, if you tweet about this or you talk about this, it'll get you more traction. And I think that's what happened, because that's what happened with Creed. Because I think I don't and I was big into all that because you and me were both. We were listening to like punk rock and metalcore, and me more emo than you, but still, you probably listen to a little bit of emo and shit like that. We're all tapped into those communities and shit like that, and they were like the prime, they were the prime communities to be like, this shit fucking sucks. And I remember all of us, because you see people like that posting online being like, I love Creed this whole time. And I go, no, we fucking didn't.
Yeah.
None of us fucking, you liked Creed, and then you got to high school and you found out it was lame to like Creed. You know what I mean? And Limp Bizkit was the one everyone like secretly fucking liked. It wasn't cool to like Limp Bizkit, but like everyone liked them because No,
I was just gonna say, but again, it wasn't secret for everybody, because I definitely remember loving Limp Bizkit when they first came out and being like, this is awesome. Why is this not awesome? Why wouldn't you? To me, in my head, there was two mainstream bands that I felt like also people that liked underground or more alternative bands or whatever you want to call them, punk and metal that's not as mainstream. The two bands that were okay, at least mainly at my beginning of my music listening career, was Slipknot and Limp Bizkit. Like those were two that, no matter what, like, yes, Limp Bizkit, people would make fun of you because of the association, like the kind of like you're guilty with. There's a ton of douchebag dickheads that are like,
you know what it was?
What?
Sorry, because the Slipknot. It wasn't cool to like Slipknot because of the costumes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And Limp Bizkit wasn't cool because they had the DJ and Fred Durst basically rapped.
Okay, yeah. So that it was the backwards hat and the fucking yo, what's up? Yeah, like that shit. And it was the too much of the MC part of it. That's why. So that actually makes a lot of sense. So Gwar obviously desensitized me to when Slipknot came out, being like, whoa, this is awesome. And this is on the fucking radio.
Strange liquids flying into your mouth.
Yeah. Hey, I was just like, hey, at least this time I'm not gonna get a fucking space age cum shot. I'm just
getting molested by your uncle, just being like, just play some rock while you do it. I'm okay with this as long as there's rock and roll.
Can you pretend like you're doing cocaine from space, please? Thank you.
What's your space alien name? Just make something up, please.
Yeah, Molesturus Maximus. I wish we titled episodes.
Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, there's an episode where there's like I think. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking of the thing you just said about going into like liking Creed, and then you went to school and you realized nobody likes Creed. Like,
can I add this to? Sorry. I was getting excited to talk.
I remember I remember distinctly. I one summer bought 2 albums and almost loved them equally, and it was Britney Spears' debut album, which was, I think it is Baby One More Time or something like that.
Oh, where the cover was okay for us because we were also kids, but very weird in the context of mass society.
Exactly. And it was Blink-182's Enema of the State. And I love them equally. I thought
those were 2 good albums for kids to jerk off to.
I could have gone
as a kid. I say that as a kid who did that.
Janine Lynn Mulder, and you have fucking Britney Spears, and both of them, you're like, this is not age appropriate either way, but I don't give a fuck. And but that was going into school. Then like I kind of like was like I could have gone either way. I could have been pop dickhead, loving NSYNC and all these other shitheads, but either way, it was a thing where there is influence for sure. So now if everybody's like Creed was always awesome, they're like, you're right. They're hopping on the wave, being like, yeah, I always loved Creed, but I was just too ashamed to admit it. Or like anybody's gonna hold you accountable. Like there's gonna be any real Creed fans that are gonna be like, you weren't a real Creed fan. They're so appreciative that there's Creed fans again, and they get to see their favorite band. It's like Hootie and the Blowfish.
Yeah,
there are Hootie and the Blowfish fans out there, but for the most part, most of us go, yeah, the hits are great, but like I would never go to see them on purpose. I don't know any other songs. So
I'd go to see Hootie and the Blowfish. If someone had an extra ticket, I'd be in the car going to see him. Bro, Hootie and the throw. You throw. Here's my thing. 8 Miller, Pat. Are you kidding? Let me drop some knowledge on you about Hootie and the Blowfish. No, here's
one thing. I'm glad you brought this up. I've been wanting to say this for years.
for a while. No, here's the thing. I talk a big game when I go to hardcore shows. I drink 8 Miller Lights and have a blast.
Yeah.
It ain't the only place to drink 8 Miller Lights at.
No.
8 Miller Lights at a Hootie and the Blowfish show, good fucking time. That's going to be a good... I don't even know their songs, but I know I'm going to have a good time. So here was the point I got excited up and just aggressively tried to cut you off because I got so excited. The other point with Creed because Limp Bizkit, more or less, like every album would pump out some tunes.
Yeah. The
difference is by the second Creed album, we were like, oh, this is just how they sound. It's the same, like, you're like, this is just how they fucking sound. It's my same problem with like Nickelback is I'm like, yeah, fine if you like them, but it's just, it's not that, I'm not just hating on them because they're butt rock. I'm hating on them because they're like to me, they're an incredibly unoriginal band.
Yeah, they're very generic butt rock. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was saying. Is like new metal had POD, had fucking Limp Bizkit, had I guess would Rage Against the Machine be considered that as well? I can't remember if they're lumped in as well.
They would if you were doing a new metal festival,
yeah,
they would fit in, but I wouldn't call them new metal. They're like they are though. There are like it is white guy rap though, even though their lead singer's not white. Their lead singer's not white, but it is white guy rap.
Right.
So that makes any sense.
Yeah. Well, no. That's what I'm saying. Is like that's the distinction. Is like there's so many different styles of the genre.
Yeah.
You can't necessarily just like count it out. But when they're like when it's I'm trying to think of a generic-ish sounding like metal band, like a
generic sounding metal band.
Yeah, but everyone I guess kind of like Dragon Force is generic, but like.
They're like, generic, like whatever that genre is, speed metal or whatever the fuck you'd call it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think, but either way, it's just
I
like
would say like Lorna Shore is definitely a generic deathcore band.
Yeah, like something like that, where you can be in that genre, but if you're just doing the basics just to be in that genre, that doesn't make you better than anybody else. So like, I think there's a spectrum for all of it. Like much of us at the shows are on the spectrum.
Much of us who are on it.
Yeah.
Can I also make this point? I'm not, whenever I talk about this stuff, I always want to make it very clear. I'm never mad at the bands. I'm actually happy for Scott Stapp. Like, being a musician is one of the hardest jobs from what I've gathered. It's one of the hardest jobs to make a living at. So the fact that, like, Creed gets to have this resurgence, and even if, because here's the thing, it's like the one, the wrestling term I love, where people take the kayfabe wrestling and they take it seriously, and people call that they work themselves up into a shoot, where you'll go along with the story. The wrestlers will go along with the story, but they get themselves so worked up in the moment that they respond to it like it's real.
Right.
And like that can happen if people are really like actually doing a good job and being believable and shit. So with that, in the same context, I almost think some of these people who, like, did you see the video where there were, like, Creed was playing, like, a small theater, and there was, like, 7 dudes up top, shirtless, just going fucking nuts to Creed, and I go, what?
Tarps off for Creed or whatever. Like, it was, like, it's definitely a meme. It's like a Barstool thing. That was on Barstool.
But, yeah, exactly. So, but it's this weird thing where you go, those dudes don't really give a fuck about Creed.
Yeah.
And because it's like, it's so obvious. They're all like, this was all pre-planned. Like, we're going to go to Creed. It's going to be sick. We're going to get drunk. We're all going to take our shirts off and we're going to bop to the song. But at the same time, they are genuinely having a good time watching Creed. Right. So they like work themselves up into it's like, I always joke. I'm a big Hang 10 guy. I've hit you with a Hang 10 a lot, right?
Yeah.
I'm a big Hang 10 guy. I started Hang 10 because I was making fun of someone. And then there was a point where I stopped ironically hitting Hang 10s, and then I just became a Hang 10 guy. So that does happen. So I'm not saying maybe the love for Creed is genuine now, because some people got reintroduced to them and they're like, oh, I actually do like Creed. But I'm just trying to make the argument. I go, no. We always liked Limp Bizkit. We never fucking liked Creed.
Everybody's a fan of having a good time, is what you're saying. I don't think I ever understood. Nobody ever, Jesus, nobody ever properly explained to me. Shooting blood out of my no, I don't think anybody's ever accurately explained working yourself into a shoot before. I thought I got what it was, but now I truly understand. Like it's
okay.
You you were pretending to have such a good time at the Creed show that you
actually having a good
had
time.
a great time with your friends and making a memory at a Creed show. Like, but for them, they don't care. Like you bought a ticket, your ass is in seats, and you're cheering. I don't give a shit. Like they're not going to think afterwards.
They got your money. They don't give a shit.
One of us, like, no, they don't give a shit. You had a great, and so it is truly a win-win because you had a great time at a Creed show.
Yeah.
And also afterwards, when you go like,
do you need water, dude? Like legit.
I think so. Well, a frog in my throat. But if you legitimately had a great time at a Creed show and Creed got sold out of place because you wanted
Creed
to
got fucking paid, they sold out. Yeah.
But as far as who was fans, but if they want to continue the meme, they can continue the meme because they were. I know that there was a weird story where Bert Kreischer used to always say, or he still says, he jokes,
he robbed a train with Creed, right?
Yeah, he started a band and he was actually apparently in the band in Creed as a singer, but he left and Scott Stapp came in. It would be really funny if they played into that part because this isn't going to last. Like everybody's going to remember. Oh yeah, Creed has like 2 songs, and then that was fun, and also like, oh yeah, Creed, that was last year. We don't care about that anymore.
That's my whole fucking thing. It's like, yeah, you guys love Creed, then you're at the show, and then they go and play their 3rd song, and you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, man,
that would be ego bruising for them if after that video of them playing Higher was going and they took their shirts off, they all put their shirts on and went to get a beer after when they started playing track 4 from their debut. And you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Then it's not funny.
But like I'm not like I was saying before, like I'm not a lot of times when talking about these bands, like you sort of because I always say music is a big proponent of what am I saying? Your love for music is very fueled by emotions and shit like that. So when we're listening to music and talking about music, you can sort of maybe get clouded in the moment because of it's an emotion driven thing, and you accidentally throw all your hatred to the band specifically.
Yeah.
And I always like to make the point, bro, I'm happy Creed's getting money. I want them to get fucking paid. They're going out, they're doing shows. Like, it's not, I look at the fans and I go, you guys aren't even sentient beings right now.
Yeah.
You're just reacting to fucking memes and then living your life based off what memes say. Cause I don't know, no one's real anymore. So they need like a preset. They need a meme to get created to learn how to have fun.
Yeah, it's almost like, is anybody watching me do this? Because if nobody's watching me do this, then why am I doing this? Like nobody ever was watching you do anything ever.
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know. It's like some weird.
But,
it goes back to the thing where every year, I know we talk about this all the time, but every year the Grammys come up and they just disappoint everyone.
Yeah,
and then people they come back the next year and they're like, all right, I hope these people who have been fucking stupid this whole time aren't fucking stupid. And then they act fucking stupid and everyone sits there surprised and stuff. Right. And you're just like, I don't know, dude. I think it's turned into some sort of weird Stockholm syndrome where you're not confident in your own ability to assess what's good and what's bad and what's, it's like you're so, and I know, I'm not perfect at this either. I want to say that actually as I go on this fucking rant. But at the same time, it's like, especially too with art, it's like, dude, you know what you like and you know how to have a fun time. So just you don't need memes to validate your existence.
Nothing has proven how I always thought, like, oh man, I think you know how everybody goes like, I kind of have a very unique taste in music, and I'm kind of my own thing. I just listen to whatever I want. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get that. But also like you also like shit, very popular shit. You know what I mean? You like very digestible, popular shit. So, and it's not just it's like it's one of those things of like, oh, I love my favorite band's Red Hot Chili Peppers. And like, oh, cool. Like then you're fucking lame. It's kind of like one of those things that it's no matter what, because it is built to be so accessible and such a soundtrack mainstream band. After a time that any personality, like I'm not saying they write bad music. I'm just saying what they're writing is and that's my opinion on art. Obviously, I feel like not that it should challenge you necessarily, but like I was proven that I had a pretty unique musical taste in a lot of the shows that I went to and the bands that I was hyped about and the things that I liked. And a lot of them either sparsely attended or other people that are like, I don't know why they were there. Like I you know what I mean? Like I get so much more out of the music that I listen to from such a different place that it's not just about I want to see this band that has members of my favorite band in it. I want to go see this band that I saw when I was growing up. No, I'm a fan of these bands throughout. So when I go, like, it's not just because they're popular or they write hits or anything like that. I like the things that they do, the art that they make. And when I go to these shows and there's like not, and I don't want to necessarily name names of the bands because I don't want to be, but like the crowd is kind of like, okay, cool. And I'm just like, don't you guys want to fucking like, just like fucking go? Like, isn't this fucking awesome? Aren't you guys excited to be like, and I've been in so many crowds like that if you're there, if the band was headlining, usually you're like, oh my God, this is incredible. Like it doesn't, it proves my point in like being like, I like what I like because I love it the way I love it. And it's not for anybody else.
Yeah, I think a lot of people don't want to. Well, it's something as simple as like when we went to go see Capra, and a lot of people were standing around, and then like I even felt it on myself. I was like, remember I said it when we did the Capra episode. I was like looking around, like, is no one gonna start this? And I go, oh wait, maybe you need to start this, Andy.
Right.
And then I started doing it, and then what happened is, it's not like the whole crowd caught on, but a couple people started fucking going and shit. It's like most people want to be a part of something, and like they don't want to be the thing that starts it. And I say that as a guy who's been in that situation before. Right. You don't actively realize it, but you're like, oh yeah, it's like, I don't know, it's like it's scary. It's scary sometimes to be the first one.
Yeah,
and, so people want something to be battle tested. Like, can you imagine if I started moshing and then everyone else just kind of stood there, and then so now it's on me to like I have to either keep moshing and go fuck you guys, or it's like there's more hurdles of me not getting embarrassed and shit like that. So it's a lot harder of an effort to be like the first one or the only one to do a thing. That's why. That's like that to bring up politics for 2 seconds, but that's why one time I had a friend, what the fuck? Because like when I was getting into libertarian shit, I legit had a friend who was like, you just want to do that for attention and to get people to like you. And I go, bro, you could not misunderstand this situation even less. Yeah. You're like just by the sheer fact of someone being a libertarian, because a lot of times people will kind of like, when it comes to politics and shit, they'll be like, oh, you're just doing that for like or not even for attention, but like, you could, if depending on the current situation, whatever the general political belief, you could have other people sort of go along with those politics just to like fit in and get people like you. It's like, you may not actually believe that. You see it with certain things in politics today where, most people think this is crazy, but it's kind of like risque to go against whatever a certain thing is. But I always joke, I'm like, yeah, dude, but if someone's a libertarian, it most likely means they really believe that shit. Because being a libertarian, from my perspective, is being right about a lot of stuff and having everyone think you're fucking stupid.
It's also it's like being that again. It's like being that even when nobody's watching. So like it's like you're going to be that person because that's the person you are, not because other people made you feel that's the way you need to think or feel. So like there's an instance where you start a mosh pit at Capra and it goes well, or there's a part where I'm a part of starting the mosh pit at Strung Out and a kid gets fucking Masvidal. You know what I mean? So again, there's issues with that either way. If other people aren't willing to match your energy or don't feel the same way, if they're like, yeah, I guess my 8-year-old can just kind of lay around on the floor here at this punk rock show. I'm like, yeah, fucking Strung Out. Like, obviously, when the chasm is that different in the crowd, that's when you have problems. Is when like what you came here to do and what I came here to do apparently are completely different things, but it's the same band playing. So
yeah.
How do we interpret it this differently?
pardon me looking at my phone, but I hopefully I save this. I saw this TikTok that made me think of the Strung Out show. Oh, I did save it. Let's go.
Thank God.
This kid is way cooler than that fucking dickhead who got kneed in the head.
Oh, thank God.
let me send this to myself.
It makes me so happy that kid is going to hate his parent, but not necessarily get ruined to shows. You know what I mean? Like he toughed it out, obviously, for the show, but like he's going to be, at one point, he's going to be like, I can't believe my fucking dad took me to a show when I was fucking 8. I could have died.
What a stupid fuck.
What a stupid asshole. Just let me lay around on like he was literally just hanging out on the floor.
What a shitty dad.
And then to get mad at somebody, don't put me there. You can't bring me back there. I'll be so angry.
No, I saw this. This TikTok was so goddamn funny. A shout out, real shit. Stop. Oh my God. What the fuck, TikTok? You're stealing all of our data, but I have to verify I'm a real person. Look at this shit. This is dumb. TikTok's fucking stupid. This shit just popped up. They want me to move pieces so I can verify I'm a person?
That's weird.
You're stealing all of our data. Who gives a shit? But yeah, this is a dope band called Gideon. I found out because they had the lead singer of Knock Loose on one of their songs a while ago, and they ripped. They're kind of Kubla Khan adjacent. The dude wears a cowboy hat. It's a fun time. But yeah, this kid I meant to show you this. This kid rules way harder than that fucking dork who got kicked in the head.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, that's how it's supposed to be. Keep them up top, not down low.
Just knows the goddamn assignment too.
Right, and also seamless. No fear. Like so, and that was probably also maybe a year or two older than ISIL, maybe. Like, but
Okay.
near the age. But you're absolutely right. That's how you do it. And the kid did rebound. He wasn't like dead or anything, but it's still like it's more the dad I'm concerned about. The fact that he has say over this kid.
Yeah.
Who obviously.
Sorry, I wanted to read this comment. We were talking about Creed earlier. It was a version of the meme with the couple lying in bed and the lady is concerned with what the dude is really thinking about. In this case, the Creed halftime show. Yeah, and that's all you need. That's all you need to create a preset so you can hand someone a personality. You know what I mean? Because people are so, it's just quicker. You have a preset personality and you're like, I just got to do this and I'm interesting to other people. All right.
Yeah. It's again, what? Oh, what was that one?
No. Finish your thought.
No, it's just essentially, it's like taking a thing of like, hey, you guys remember fucking Shazam? Like, it's like, to me, it's like Mandela effect shit. It's like where a bunch of people are just like, they just are all in together about this thing. Mandela effect is absolutely a fucking meme. It's not an effect. It's not a phenomenon.
Yeah, Mandela effect's not
fucking uneducated people. It's
no.
It's not educated people. With people going, I remember it this way, and it's like, well, you don't have to remember it anyway. It happened this way.
it's not even uneducated people. That's being too harsh. It's literally people forgetting useless information. I don't need to know.
Yeah.
I don't need to know if there's a fucking cornucopia on the Fruit of the Loom logo. All I need to know is how much a 3-pack costs. I don't fucking give a shit. What?
Is Chick-fil-A spelled the other way though? Don't you remember the Chick-fil-A being spelled differently?
Yeah, actually, Fruity Loops is with 2 O's. I don't give a shit.
Ooh,
I don't fucking care.
Also, maybe it changed. Who gives a shit? Maybe it did change.
Fucking yeah, that's another preset personality, is like the fucking grammar Nazi type person where they're like, that's the wrong there. And you're like, I hope you go there to die, you fucking loser.
Yeah, I hope you die right over there. T-H-E-I-R.
I hope you THEY''RE die over.
I hope you die too. TWO.
I hope you two people TOO die.
Yeah. Whatever the wrong one is, dickhead. No, I think there's like I'm talking about the actual like Mandela part of the Mandela effect though, where they're like, I remember, didn't he die in prison? Like you said, it doesn't ultimately matter nowadays, but also it's just you not knowing history. That's it. That's all it is.
You're just forgetting things. That's all it is.
Yeah. Hey,
what up, Far Wild?
I was like, hey, what? Hey,
oh.
Hey,
what did Punch Fishing have to say about the Biscuit? Biscuit is a fun band. Even their current shows look like a pretty good time. I think that's an underrated element of their lasting power. Sometimes you just want to break stuff and not think too hard. Yeah. Well, that's so that goes back to a point I was making where this originally got brought up because we were talking about Amir, and I think Lemaire sometime next month is going to see them in like San Jose. And I was like, I kind of want to get out to Texas and go see Amir with Lemaire. Yeah. Also, he might be able to fucking whatever the lead singer's name is. Freddie? What's his name?
He should also Freddie? Convince him to change their name to Lemure.
You gotta text that to him. That's fucking hilarious.
Lemure.
Oh yeah, it is Frankie. I was right. It is Frankie. No, I think dude, this is how weird the world is. I don't know if I'm exposing anything, but I think Frank, the lead singer of Amir, hit up Lemaire a while ago because he's a fan of Lemaire's. And I'm like, dude, what?
Man.
I'm like, what the fuck? Dude, the world's weird now.
Wait till he meets the white Lemaire. I mean, like, you don't even have to waste your time with that guy. Believe conspiracies and everything.
That's right. I was bringing up Lemire. Dude, now I got it.
Yeah. That's it. I'm gonna change his name to that on my phone.
Lemire Lee.
Lemire Lee.
No, but I was thinking about Amir, and I go, a lot of people don't think about this, but every genre has their Limp Bizkit, and I think Amir was the Limp Bizkit of hardcore, where it's that band that's kind of cheesy, but we're all lying if we say we don't like them, because it's like, right. Dude, everyone likes Amir. But I remember growing up, because at the time it was, and I like this band a lot too, but it was, you either liked the Acacia Strain or you liked Amir, because they were both kind of the same band, but one of them was a little bit more like punk rock and this is what the cool kids listen to, and Amir was always trying to like throw a little bit of rap, maybe some scratches here and there, so Amir wasn't as cool to like. But I don't know, I think if you go back, I go, everyone liked Amir, and I think every genre has that. I was trying to think about this, like I think like Real Big Fish might be the Limp Bizkit of ska.
Yeah,
where they get made fun of very easily, and justifiably so sometimes. They did some cornball shit, but I do think you go back and listen and you're like, Real Big Fish rips pretty hard. Like, fun. I think we also genuinely like the music, but yeah, I think every genre. I had a long list set up one time, and I fucking accidentally deleted it. But yeah, I was like slowly figuring out all the Limp Bizkits of every genre.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point to bring up too, is the fact that the ones that are like really good at being mid in a genre is kind of like like Real Big Fish is somebody. So Real Big Fish is a band that I also like. I think are good and have gone to see them live. I've actually paid to see them live. It's not even like they'd have a free ticket, I'll go see them. Like, no, I think they're worth it. They're fun. It's good. It's ska. It's like
Yeah.
it's just like you said. Nickelback is like straight shooting fucking butt rock. There you go. This Real Big Fish is straight shooting ska. There you go. Want a Nickelodeon theme? Here you go. You know, like they do it. But like, I think that's necessary. You need to have a fucking center. You need to have a base to work off of. So then you can get ska bands like Link 80, where you're like, oh man, what the fuck is this? This is awesome. And then you can get like Mustard Plug, which is like, oh, that's all right. That's a little too much. You're like, oh, let's reel it back. Come on, bring a little bit back to this, you know. But Mustard Plug rules. Then you have Skank and Pickle, where you're like, now you're just taking advantage of what we're doing here. Like, you need to have a little bit of structure. Not everything needs to be an action and a food. It can't be like Mustard Plug. It can't be like fucking Skank Pickles.
So yeah, you bring up a good point where you're like, we need the Limp Bizkits of every genre to bring a balance. I was thinking about that. This is a slight change of subject, but I don't know if you saw, Butterly, Tim Butterly just put out this, dude, it's so fucking funny. Here, I want to bring it up. You guys probably, if you're watching this, you probably already saw it. But I don't know if you saw it yet, Pat.
Field Trip?
No, which is a very good series he has, but no, he recently had Louis J. Gomez and Zach Amico on his podcast.
Love the Aquabats. Love the Aquabats are wild. I'm sorry, I had to jump on this comment as soon as I could. I love the Aquabats. They are all everything I need in a ska band.
Okay.
Ska guar.
All right. Thank you. Yes, no. That was very good.
I don't know if I was clear enough. I love the Aquabats.
Yeah. No.
If the Aquabats want to invite me, if any of them are a fan of my comedy, I'd love to come see you guys anytime you play anywhere. Also, can
I got no strong opinion on the Aquabats. I don't really go wild for that shit, but also I don't hate them.
I love them. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Damn, my cigarette went out.
All right, here we go. Oh shit, did they? Oh no, okay, never mind. But yeah, so yeah, I know this isn't about music, but this is a thing I wanted to talk about, and you guys know Butterly, so I think you'll.
And also, Butterly likes music.
Enjoy this conversation. Yeah, Butterly actually too. Fucking, we were talking about music before. Dude loves really good shit. He was actually, I remember when I first found out he listened to like good music. He was posting. He posted a video where he was like side stage at a Kubla Khan show a couple years ago, and I was like, no shit.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But yeah, this was the clip from his podcast.
You assume that I cannot drink a margarita, so you don't serve me a margarita? So I don't drink a margarita. Your assumption becomes reality.
Bartender, you assume because I ordered the chocolate milk that I can also get totally fucking blacked out and fingered?
Bartender, just because I told you to mix every single soda flavor to make me my own super soda.
Bartender, I don't care what my mom said. I am allowed to have one more Sprite. Bartender, please don't answer the phone when my mom calls. I already went to the bathroom and I'm allowed to have one more Sprite.
So yeah, go check out Butterly, dude. When he goes absolutely blacked out and fingered, and then
that's what I sent you that clip, didn't I? Didn't I send you that thing? And we were joking about that. Like,
did you send me that?
Yeah, I sent you the
the original commercial.
Yeah, the commercial. Yeah,
yeah.
We were basically saying the same fucking thing. It was like this, like I don't know what you think. The same thing of like, dude, I just watched this movie called, dude. It's one of the nicest, sweetest, funniest movies I've ever seen in my life. I was laughing at and with the entire time. It's called The Peanut Butter Falcon, and it's with the guy who's the guy that said just do it, Shia LaBeouf. And a retarded kid, and dude, literally one of the things I could have said, bartender, please give me another chocolate milk, or I won't let you come to my birthday party. You know what I mean? Because like that's
he says that in the movie.
He's like, yeah, a good thing that he wants to become a pro wrestler, but he's like, you got to say something mean when you get in the ring, and he's like, you can't come to my birthday party.
That's so funny.
So it's
That's
like,
so funny.
but it's
Also too. Well,
but
also
that
too.
story is that commercial. That story is that commercial. It's basically where he wants to leave this like home. He has nobody to take care of him, so he's in like a home. He breaks out of the home to go run away to become a pro wrestler. And it's like, it's a fucking great it's a great fucking movie. And it is it's basically this exact thing of like, hey, how come you don't let me get blacked out drunk and get fucked? Like, it's like, because I thought we were protecting. I thought
we weren't doing that with you guys. But
Wait,
yeah,
I
so
can't call you retarded, but I can let you get fucked. Like, what the fuck?
But so the reason I brought that up was because I thought about it from you were saying earlier with like the bands create this balance. And it's this funny thing where I've been thinking about this more where so like a lot of people, they posted that on Instagram and Instagram and then on fucking Twitter, and a lot of people were getting mad about that. And
Yeah.
I think a lot of times the response is when people get mad about it, the response a lot of times is to be like, why are you mad about this? Why are you mad? Fuck you, da da da. And I always think, because I'm like, you know, I'm obsessed with jokes. I'm a comedian. Part of the reason is because like fucking laughing and telling jokes is my favorite thing. I'm obsessed with jokes, and there's this weird part of me where I go, honestly, I think as long as they don't like, it becomes a problem when those people feel emboldened to like, you know, this guy needs to lose his job because of this and that. But I go, bro, let him get mad about it, because that's what makes this stuff fun.
Right.
I was thinking about it with watching, I was getting more into that dude, Sam Hyde, which he's not for everyone. He's kind of like out there and weird, but his shit, I realized it because I was like watching his shit and I go, no, because he'll do like some weird, awkward prank stuff. And I go, no, this is funny because there's a group of people not in on it. And I go, that's why some jokes are funny, because you know, it's like that age old thing where you're like, I always started laughing when people were getting like super bent out of shape. People started getting super bent out of shape and wanting to cancel people over like offensive jokes and stuff. I was like, I thought this was always the thing. Like, we fucking tell bad jokes and giggle about it. Like, I thought, is that not the most fun for everyone?
Yeah, isn't it funny to like continuously just rip on something? Because we were doing that. Like that, I sent you that clip. I think it was on Instagram, and I was just like, isn't this fucking crazy that this is a thing now where you're like, wait a minute, don't be mean to them because we're gonna protect them and make sure that they're okay and everything's fine. But then in the same sense, like, let them fucking cut loose and let them do whatever the fuck they want also. And you're like, wait. You're like, wait, I remember I had the exact same reaction, and this is almost exactly what we were doing back and forth of like this, like, isn't this fucking crazy that you would have this commercial where you're like, don't just assume. And you're just like,
I'll say this.
Assume makes me assume.
Well, I'll say this. I don't even, let the boys and girls have a few fucking, let them have a few spiked soda pops. It's, for me, making the commercial be like, we are the Institute of Getting Tards Drunk. You're like, what are you doing, man?
Hey, it's one of those things that, hey, cut it out. Like one of those things that like, wait, okay, you can say don't do this, but don't be mad about it. You can't be mad about this, because also like you did not clarify how much we could let them off the leash.
Yeah, all right. That's so
funny. I did not mean that literally. I meant that figuratively. It's just the fact that some of them are in leashes is not my fault. You look at yourself, society. You look at yourself, society. I didn't do that. You did that.
But back to my original point with this. Anyway, is more so just like, because a lot of people, they just want to. I just thought that point you brought up of almost they're a good juxtaposition to the good shit, where you're like, it's good to have that, and it's good to have people getting fucking lame about jokes and stuff sometimes. It's just you don't want to embolden them. It's when people start turning into psychos and want to actually get you to lose income and shit like that. But yeah, no, it's like, yeah, I don't know. I think it's good. I think it's good to have, even if they are fucking stupid, it's good to have pushback on things. But no, for real though, because it's like,
yes.
it keeps you honest and it keeps you making it better, and it keeps in like, it was like I was telling you before we started recording No More Heroes. I'm getting self-conscious about us being on Rumble, and the first thing I open up Twitter and see is another comedian posting about how his podcast got pulled from YouTube for very similar things we talk about on No More Heroes. So, it's good to have forces in the world acting lame as fuck, because then it helps you double check. You're like, am I being lame as fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway,
No, I got you. Yeah, it's reassuring to know, like, yeah, this commercial is ridiculous, but also like it's the thing of like
it makes you realize that farm you started may not, the fucking the bar you started, I mean, maybe not be as chill as you think.
Yeah, but also the fact that like like you said, like having that like check of like where, like you said, some people are going to let you know when they're offended or upset by something, and you're like, yes, that's good. But also like when they feel entitled or empowered to demand something because of their upset. Like, no. Look, you did everything we needed. You let us know that you were upset about a thing. That's all. That's it.
Yeah. No, it's like file a complaint and we'll consider it.
Yeah, that's it. Like literally,
occasionally the complaints are valid.
We've said that many times. Like sometimes in the comments, people post something and you're like, oh, that's a good point. Or
that's what I was gonna say earlier. Yeah. Is that your hair right there?
Right here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Jesus Christ.
I know. I keep doing this because I'm like, God damn.
No.
There we go.
It looked like you had a fucking scar. I was like spazzing, but I'm like, no.
I do have a scar. I have like this here, but that's just like
I thought that was a zit.
Yeah, fucked with it a little bit.
That's what I was gonna say. Oh, I did want to mention this. There was a comment. They were on one of my old Crack Amico videos, which I've had good response from my Crack Amico reactions, so I may put out more on here. But yeah, someone goes, how the fuck I missed this from Andy? Either way, bring back live No More Heroes. So I wanted to mention they're back, baby.
Yeah, it's back. It's on Rumble.
They're over on the goddamn Rumble. But no,
we're like Northern New Jersey, and we're rumbling, baby.
Hey man,
I brought them over here too. Were they doing bad jokes here too?
Yo, I'm sorry. I can't stop pissing. I'm sorry. No, I drank too much coffee and I've been balancing it out with fucking water so I don't have a heart attack. Because like, also too, it's like I drink a shitload of coffee, then we do No More Heroes and we're talking about big subjects, so I'm just like, now I'm sorry, I have to piss so fucking bad. I'm sorry.
Just hang out, just talk about you guys. Anybody out there feel the earthquake? Anybody think it's a government conspiracy? We talked about it a little bit on No More Heroes, actually a lot, about it possibly being some kind of focused energy weapon or whatever the fuck that shit is. But I don't know. I think there's been weird like phenomena at like concerts and stuff. I know we brought up one here. I think it was like a Dua Lipa show or something where like everybody all fell down like a perfect wave and everybody's like, whoa, what the fuck happened? Could be a direct energy weapon, or could have just been a bunch of drunk people fell all at once. I don't know. But I think that I didn't feel anything here in Pennsylvania, in central Pennsylvania where I live. I think I was just outside the circle. But Andy said he shared his thoughts and feelings about the earthquake. He was terrified, much like he's doing right now. He pissed all over himself, and I think he cried like a baby. So if anybody, I'm always scared that if there's an earthquake, that I'm going to misjudge it for a sinkhole, or I'm going to misjudge a sinkhole for an earthquake. And I'm just going to end up riding my house into fucking hell. You know, like I'm going to stand in a doorway and I'm just going to go, because nothing in San Diego. That's funny. Well, it was so funny how many Philly comics were quick to make like a reaction video or a thing where like, LA, here's what West Coast people did during an earthquake and what Philly people did during an earthquake. Ha 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 ha. I didn't really feel anything. I was actually just lamenting that I fear now, knowing that there is a possibility of earthquakes in this area, that I will mistake a earthquake or a sinkhole for an earthquake. and I'll just end up just standing in my doorway as it just sinks into hell.
You don't have to just accept an earthquake's happening.
Well, yeah, you're supposed to protect yourself. Get into a fucking doorway or something like that.
I would assume.
Very uncommon. I don't think I haven't heard of a lot of earthquakes happening on the East Coast in general or north.
Yeah, I think where I am in Jersey, the last measurable earthquake that happened was like
200 years or something, like some
a
crazy amount.
while. Yeah, wait, last earthquake in
Wild said they felt nothing in San Diego. I was like, well, but you guys get, I'm sure, plenty normally. I didn't know that we were on a fault or anywhere near a fault, for fuck's sake.
Dude, there's a young dude I work with who was like, how do earthquakes even happen? And you know when you like, you know enough about the topic, but you still feel it still feels risky authoritatively stating it.
Yeah.
You're like, I literally go, I start off, I go, do you know what Pangea is? And I'm like, dude, you're bringing up Pangea? What the fuck do you know about Pangea?
Smaller bite, Andy, smaller bite.
And I was like, I'm explaining it just like, ha. And then like I was done. I was like, dude, we did it. Good for you, buddy.
Don't look any of that up. That's how it happened.
Don't Google that. I wanted to. So we were talking earlier about. Bringing up new music. One band I wanted to give a shout out to because we've sort of teased them in the past was actually what the fuck are they called again? Sorry. Oh yeah, Conservative Military Image.
Oh yeah.
Did you listen to that?
Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, they let me bring up the album.
What is it again? Conservative Military what?
Conservative Military Image.
Yeah.
But yeah, they don't have. Wait a minute, is that Tegan and Sarah? Sorry, the chicks on the cover of their EP look like Tegan and Sarah. Do you remember them?
Yes, I do actually.
Yeah,
my wife was a huge fan of that. Yeah, what's going on there? Are they in the band or are they just a couple of punk rock chicks?
They're probably just their friends that they animated. But yeah, they put out a new EP called No Squares in Our Circle, and it was pretty good because yeah, I just wanted to, because we were like making fun of them because they kind of had that like weird oi punk sound where
that's what those broads look like. They look like the like female skinheads.
That's what you say when you no. Actually, if we've learned anything from TV and film, is lady skinheads, ladies Nazis are the sexiest humans known to Earth.
Why do they always do that?
They're so hot in bro. American History X. What's her fucking face from the
witch?
The witch lady. What's her name? Veruza Balk.
Oh, that's her name. She's fucking. That's crazy.
Veruza Balk. It's not. I said Veruza Balk. That sounds like a weightlifter.
That's the same. Wait. Which one is the right one then? Do you say bulk or bulk?
No. What I just said was Veruza Balk is her name.
Right.
I said Veruza Balk. That's not her name.
No.
She's so goddamn hot.
She's pretty hot. She's also a water boy too, right?
Yeah, you got to you got to see like those were my first favorite movie boobs.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just remembering her boobs.
Yeah, I know.
Water boy.
Humana.
No, I just remember like she fucking. That was like one of the first times I ever saw like some dope like I remember seeing like dope cleavage in a movie, and then there's the scene where she like flashes him, and I was like, oh, lucky.
Are you bringing her up or not?
Oh, you want to look at her?
Yes.
All right. I thought you didn't. All right.
Oh yeah. What was it? The fact that I was also agreeing with how incredibly beautiful she is. Not from the
I don't want you to see my lady. She's my lady.
Big red fucking whore. That's awesome. She rules.
All right, dude. Don't talk about my fucking girl like that.
Is she still hot? Can you look her up now? Damn.
Even there, like she looks insane, but you're like, I would take the fucking risk.
She was the witch. What movie were we talking about her in?
The Craft.
The Craft. But before that,
Waterboy.
Nope. Before that.
Oh, American History X.
There it is. Okay, hot Nazis. That's why I was like, wait, how do we get on her? Like, she's
no. And if you saw the They I think it was Showtime made this movie. They made this TV show about Waco, and then they did a second part where they were kind of leading up to the Oklahoma City bombing. There was a Nazi in that was like so fucking hot. It was crazy.
Dude, Farwild, your wife needs to fucking check herself, bro. That's great.
That's insane.
Or lady, I don't know if Farwild's what do you identify as, but whoever you are, Farwild, your wife needs to talking to.
But yeah, no, I just oh yeah, so the thing with conservative military image is why they kind of like because they were so a lot of times the reason like the oi bands don't get me is they do a very specific thing where the drum, like the rhythms, the drums are a huge part of it, but the rhythms are always very clunky where it'll be like dun, 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 dun. You know, like that'll be the rhythm of it, and then the lyrics over top are just like, me and Tommy were out at the bar, then we saw a guy we wanted to fight, so we fought that guy and then had a Guinness, and you're like, all right, dude, what the fuck are we doing? And then it's like, and we went and protested for the union. The dock workers union, da da da. And you're like, all right, dude, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah, it's very simplistic, and it's very like it's not hard to replicate, I guess. Like it's not in general, but it's also like it's not, it doesn't, like, I guess at a certain point it's like, when is it not talk singing? And when is it just like when is it more
dude, you're fucking punk rock crooning.
Yeah, when is it like, when is it slam poetry with a little bit of fucking oomph behind it? And when is it, you know what I mean? Like if they realized how close they were to slam poetry or death poetry, that it would change their image real quick. Because and I think what it is ultimately it's like it's this weird thing. It's like what most conservative leaning actor
military images you like.
Well, no, director. Oh, I'm just saying in general, like people in general, like they haven't had like the top of the top entertainers on their side, if you want to say it. I mean, the liberal side has a lot more artists and talent to choose from, where like I feel like that like there's not a ton of really talented musicians that aren't like willing to work with black people. You know what I mean? Like there's like, so like they're like one of those things where like you got to keep it pure, and you're like, all right, but who wants to play drums? Like I could try. So what do I do? You want to just go like okay? So
it's really funny. You really skipped over the obvious joke, which was bass.
Yeah. No, I was in the area. It was rhythm section. I was in the area.
No, I just in general don't really I guess bands like this probably lean more conservative or whatever.
I'm not saying that's what CM.
I mean, this band literally has conservative in the title. I don't know what they're a reference to. Like, I guess technically I don't even know what their politics are, but you know, it's one of those like walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. They're probably not left wing.
I don't know.
But also at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. I will say though, as a man who looks like this, when I start seeing the polo shirts buttoned up to here, I go, all right, maybe we slow down a little.
Yeah. Dude, like legitimately, there's things that even like get us to go like, all right.
But
well,
at the same,
take it easy now, guys.
But at the same time, there's a lot of people who are of the take it back mindset. You know what I mean? That's how there was so much great success with the N-word. They took it back. You know what I mean? So there is the like, well, no, for real though, like skinheads and shit like that started out as like a multiracial, like fucking very progressive thing. And then just like Nazi dickheads took it over. So that's why it has the negative association. So I completely, especially if like you're an old school dude, I completely get the mindset of you know, whatever it may be, taking it back or shit like that, because like I feel that way whenever you see the Gadsden flag with the fucking snake and the don't tread on me shit. I gotta be honest, the don't tread on me shit goes hard as fuck, but like it's purely associated with dickheads now.
Yeah,
and it's very irritating. And there is part of me that goes like, dude, we gotta take that flag back. It rules too hard to be fucking co-opted by dickheads. But no, I wanted to give the band a lot of props just because I thought they're cool, because there's not a lot of punk bands now that get me excited, just in general, especially newer punk bands, because they always just sound like something I was into in high school, and I get very bored of it. So a lot of these punk bands are, we talked about it when we were listening to the Hope Conspiracy. A lot of these punk bands now sort of, I don't know. Actually, I don't even know if saying these bands now is the proper phrasing, but I've just been noticing these bands that are clearly punk bands that take a influence from hardcore, and I think that's the new stage of punk rock to keep it interesting. And I think on this new conservative military image EP, it is a great encapsulation of that. So I had a lot of fun listening to it, and I can't wait to hear more from this band.
That's why I feel like also maybe like you were saying earlier with the Creed thing, where you're like, oh, somebody can co-opt an identity so easily now. Maybe it's not just necessarily just that, but maybe people are like, oh, we're gonna take what we see a lot of these old bands do and just do it too. And we're gonna like dress like this, do like this, but they don't really know the meaning behind it. It's like funny where we're like, hey, you need to stop what's it called? Something in our culture.
Oh,
Yeah.
cultural appropriation.
Yeah, you're appropriating our culture of of crazy white supremacy.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll,
I would love to see a white supremacist band fucking say like, you're co-opting our culture and this is not fair. Like, you know how like fucking everybody's a snowflake now, everybody starts calling each other snowflake, and then it just loses all meaning.
yeah.
It's like the same idea of like the same idea where they're just like, okay, now I see what you're talking about, and we don't like it either. You weren't even racist. You didn't say one fucking racist thing on this album. And you sit here wearing our racist uniform.
That's so funny. You didn't say one racist thing. But yeah, man. Check out Conservative.
Say we need to all come together. What the fuck is that about? Like, who's we? You need to be more specific.
No, dude, it's literally like they have a lyric where they're like, you people need to come together, and the Nazis are like, what do you mean you people?
Like, whoa, it's happening to us now.
Oh, wait a minute.
One of my favorite.
Maybe all those black people thought we weren't that chill. What? Like just can you imagine an oblivious Nazi? Wait, oh my God, I bet all those black people and Jews are mad at us. Oh fuck.
One of my favorite Family Guy like just like throwaway jokes or cutaways or whatever was like, I think they were in prison and they were about to get stabbed by this guy, and he's like, all right, here I come, and he comes in there and he's like, oh, I was just gonna stab him, and they weren't there, and he's like, I wonder how this feels. And he stabs himself and he goes, oh, whoa, is that what I've been doing to people?
Yeah, dude, I remember that one. Dude, that reminds me of one of my probably like top 5. I'm gonna fuck up the wording, but it was what the fuck? What was it? Oh shit! It was something like, I think it was Family. I think it was The Simpsons, or maybe it was Futurama. No, I think it was The Simpsons, where like the one dude gets stabbed and he's just like, oh no, knives, my only weakness.
You know, it's so funny. It's such a silly throwaway thing, but it's just like that's what I kept picturing when you're just like, wait a minute, you didn't say anything. Like you just, what do you mean, you people? Like that thing of like, it's just that, oh my God, is that what we've been doing to everybody? Those Jews are gonna be so upset. Oh my God. That's what they thought we meant by Zionist swine. Oh no. It's just a big misunderstanding.
Oh yeah. No.
Are you trying to find the thing?
Oh yeah, no, this is sorry, now I'm on Simpsons jokes. No, it was Lenny had something wrong with his eye. They always gave Lenny such good fucking lines in that show.
Yeah.
Bro, I know, not to say the cliched thing, but fucking, what is it, like season 3 to like 8 is like some of the greatest TV ever.
It's so memorable.
Oh, but he goes, the one line, he has like a eye patch on, and for some reason gets hit with pudding, and he goes, oh, my eye, I'm not supposed to get pudding in it. Dude, Simpsons, there was nothing better. I'd be a little kid, I'd get home from, or no, so when I was in college, no, when I was in like elementary school, my parents, I never actually took the bus until middle school. My parents they'd take me in early, and there was like a little thing that a couple of us would, they would drop me off at school early, and we'd have like not it would always be like a fucking dude. It would always be like a high schooler. I think it was like a high schooler always watching us to get credit for something. But yeah, there'd be like a high schooler watching us in the morning, and then we'd hang out there in the afternoon until our parents came to pick us up. Because I think my parents were in elementary school. My parents would always work till like 5:30 or 6, and they wouldn't they wouldn't want me home alone. It'd be chill. We'd all sit there, do our homework, get snacks, fucking. It was not bad. I'll be honest. Being in elementary school, hanging out at the school after hours, there's something kind of neat about it.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see, like, to be able to like walk around and it's so quiet, and like all the rooms are empty and shit like that. It's so fucking cool.
Yeah, and there'd be something sick too where we'd get they'd take us out to the playground, and we'd be able to go out on the because I went to a big elementary school, and we'd get to go on the playground with no one fucking there. But no, dude, it'd be
cooler going to an elementary school now. Like, it's so cool. Like, there's just like,
yeah,
you want.
I'm doing it right after this.
Anything.
You can do whatever you want.
You can pee anywhere you want.
Because it's your right. It's your God-given right. No, and then my parents would pick me up around like probably like 5 or 5:30. We'd get home. They would show 2 episodes of Simpsons, 6 and 6:30, and then dinner would be ready by 7. And then I'd probably do a little bit of homework. It'd be a very chill night. A very chill night every day after school. Yeah,
Simpsons reruns are always a key, but also like I would get hyped for the new ones on Sundays and shit like that. I was still watching in the era. Like, I think so because I'm a little bit older than you. So I was like also like I was getting a lot of these classic episodes like first time. And dude, it was mind blowing.
I was getting both, dude, because I was probably witnessing new Simpsons when they were shifting into bad.
Yeah.
But realistically, like the golden age is always 3 to like 9, 8 or 9.
Yeah.
But all those seasons after are fine. They're like they're good. They're fine.
They're generally referencing the other seasons. That's really what they're doing. It's a bunch of callbacks, some kind of like rerun like storylines, repeat storylines.
Yeah. And I'm also too like I'm a little kid. I don't care. I don't care if the jokes aren't highbrow enough.
Right. But you get little gems like that, the pudding in the eye thing, any of that shit where you're just like, damn, that was a fucking solid. That the whole episode's fine. That line made it worth it.
I'm getting the best of both worlds.
Yeah.
I crushed the classic ones during the week, and then on the weekend, I'm a little kid. The pretty good shit's amazing to me because I ain't seen anything else before this.
Yeah,
well, except the classic ones. But I'm also not picking up on the nuanced jokes or anything. So, dude, and that fucking. Do you remember just throwing on Fox on a Sunday night
and it just let it run, let it
go? It would literally it'd be like King of the Hill, Malcolm in the Middle,
Married with Children,
Simpsons, and Family Guy. It would always be some sort of shit like that.
Were you around for Married with Children when that was happening live? I was watching that as a kid. That probably has a lot to do with how I think and feel. But I used to watch those like almost the same way, where it was just like, this is incredible. Like, this lineup is insane.
Dude, the Sunday night Fox lineup was unbeatable. That, and then when I was finally able to, God, this is why I'm so obsessed with just watching shit, because I had such good shit to watch when I was a kid.
Yeah,
because dude. When my parents would just let me take the bus home, like they were okay with me being in the house by myself. Come home, fucking immediately start crushing Toonami. And then Simpsons would be on. I'm eating dinner. My parents, they don't know how to cook. They're fully honked up. We're eating frozen shit heated up in the oven. I'm living like, dude, because there's nothing better than that. Some frozen chicken tenders and some frozen fries, dipping them in ketchup. Like, damn, I had such a good childhood. What the fuck am I sad about?
You got a frozen pizza. You eat the pizza buns with some ranch dip. You can dip some ranch in there. Oh man, I'll tell you what. Like, you have everything you need. You got everything you need right at your fingertips. Air conditioner right above the television.
That sounds like some Florida shit.
I'm telling you what, man. That's where the air conditioner was, in the living room.
You made an air conditioner bed.
You make the little tent. Hell yeah.
And then you get up and you walk around in your air conditioner suit. You're a fool.
This is farts.
I wanted to show you. I don't know. There was this one's just there's nothing much to talk about, but this one's just funny. It's the funniest headline I've ever seen.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the funniest. But yeah, sexy Red wasn't allowed to speak at a high school because she smelled like weed, so she turned up with the students outside. And you're just like,
Oh
wait,
yeah, then I'll
wait.
trespass.
And
All
you're
of
just
these
like,
minors.
you're just like, hold up. And no disrespect to Miss Sexy,
Yeah.
Miss Red.
Pardon me, Miss-
Why'd you guys invite her?
Right.
Like, have you heard her
What
music?
it's gonna smell like
Yeah, I'd be shocked if she didn't smell like weed.
a little
Like,
bit.
fucking she's the fucking my coochie hole pink, my booty hole brown chick, and you're like, she's talked about elementary school kids.
Who can we have mold the? Who we can send out these young minds into the world? Like not even to speak at like was it a graduation or just speak, just to talk at an assembly,
Yeah, I think just talk.
just to get. So like I think it's a weird thing in general to be like we're gonna have an entertainer speak at a high school. A college for some reason makes more sense to me because they're people that are directly going to be going into the professional world, like the adult world essentially.
But also at the same time, how many times have you seen, like, Sexy Red's obviously the extreme example. It's actually fucking insane you'd ask her to come to an elementary school. And it's like, hey, Sexy Red, live your life. You're probably a CIA psyop anyway.
Yeah.
Live your fucking life or whatever the fuck. But it's like when you're at the elementary school and you're like, who should we call to speak to the children?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, maybe don't call Sexy Red. It's like she's being consistent. Like we said, it'd be weird if she didn't show up smelling like weed. But the one thing with the colleges that always makes me laugh is the most famous college speeches are always by dudes or men or women who didn't go to college.
Yeah.
And they're more successful than anyone in college.
Yeah, there's a weird thing for me, and I don't want to be, because I don't want to be like this fucking guy. I mean, maybe it's inevitable for everybody, but like elementary school kids knowing Sexy Red in general, like it's kind of like, because like I think
we got a bigger problem here.
yeah, like I was like, wait a minute, yeah, because that is her hit. Like it's one of those things to say like, oh, I don't think wet ass pussy should be on the radio or whatever. Like, yeah, I get that. I can understand that to an extent because of the language and the
It's a
subject.
lot.
It's a lot, but like literally, this lady's name is Sexy Red, and she is known for flashing her ass and just barely covering her pussy lips, and singing, and then singing about that. You know what I mean? Like she's like, it's this porn rap. And now, when I was a child, we had Lil' Kim, excuse me for the pronunciation, and that infamous poster of her spread fucking eagle. Just
Lil' Kim?
Oh my god, do you remember that?
Which
Just
one?
a Lil' Kim poster or Lil' Kim. I don't know if it was a poster or an album cover. It was a photo of her.
Oh yeah.
So,
Which
like,
album was that?
And I think even that for me was in middle school too. I don't know the album exactly, but I just remember the picture. That's but like if she showed up at, I don't think that was elementary school, but if she would have shown up at my elementary school, it might have been inappropriate. I'm just saying, like, 'cause
That's the thing.
that's what you're putting out there. I'm not saying it's not people going like, you can't have why does she have to be the most wholesome or what? Like Taylor Swift, sure, it's not just because she's white, it's just because she doesn't normally bend over in a thong facing like the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like one of those things of like, and that's fine, you be you, girl, hey, you do you, boo. But that's also like one of those things of like they're children, like
That's a weird. It feels like with society now there is there's like an inability to, or what the fuck? It's like they're blurring the lines a lot.
yeah,
You know, it's this weird thing where it's just like, why does Sexy Red have to be the motivational speaker? Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying I'm
Why
not
even
mad.
risk- Why even risk it? Like you
I'm
know,
not mad Sexy Red exists. I
Right.
think it's every time I see her, I'm smiling or laughing. It's just, she's funny. And I'm not a fan of her music. I think it's not that great. But like Sexy Red's existence entertains me. So it's like it's not a matter of like should you, it's the fact that it's like we don't what the fuck? It's like everyone has to fucking do everything. It's like why can't Sexy Red just be like the adult entertainment that she obviously is?
Right.
Why are you trying? And it's similar with shit when a lot of celebrities won't have like when they try to force celebrities to be role models and stuff, or they'll be like, I forget who but there was some celebrity recently that people were going crazy because they haven't speaking on Israel Hamas, and I'll be like, dude, I'll be perfectly honest. I actually want no celebrities to tell me their political opinions. I don't want that from you.
Yeah.
Like maybe like rappers, because it's like every rapper raps about rapping and how they're rich, and it's like maybe some of you guys could rap about the world, like your opinion on the world, and go for it and be interesting, not just be this fucking Kendrick Lamar, Drake, J. Cole group where it's just constantly them going, I'm better. And then the other one goes, I'm better. And then the other one goes, I'm better. And you're like, this is boring. Be like Pusha T and make fun of Drake because his friend has a terminal illness. Like, go for it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like I was saying in the episode of No More Heroes we just did, like if you're going to whistleblow, like go for it. Like go, if you're going to create drama, don't just like, it doesn't have to be Tupac Biggie, but it can be like it can be something else. It can be like, get personal, get specific. Like it's just like roast jokes or anything like that. The more specific a burn is, the better a burn is. It doesn't
give it a little character to it.
Yeah, something to it. It can't just be general, like, you piece of shit, you suck, or whatever. Like, it's got to be, why do they suck? What about them sucks? Things like that. But if that's the case, like, if you're gonna have a female performer at your thing, why not Beyonce? I mean, she's a lot bigger than Sexy Red, but like that would be somebody that could be like, yeah, I think kids are. She's okay for. I kind of feel like maybe. I don't know. A rapper is maybe just not generally somebody who probably could be speaking to elementary.
Well, no, it's the type of rapper. It's like
a porno rapper for sure.
Yeah, like
that's what I was trying to think. I was trying to think of like I don't Missy Elliott. I don't know. I don't want to just go too. Oh, I mean, I kind of.
It's just like it's like, dude, look at her.
Yeah.
I mean, she's a lovely young lady.
Right.
But like, don't ask her. Here, wait. Oh, this is the tab. It's like you don't need her to go to the elementary school, like you said. Right. Call up Missy Elliott. Call up Queen Latifah. Call up someone else. If we're talking about
somebody that would have kids about this age, you know what I mean? Like like something that like maybe. But then I was thinking, I was like, maybe she might have kids that age. I don't know for sure, but I'm just saying, like, if they're going to come speak to kids, then. Like maybe they should not have just gotten out of school too. Like a lot of times they're young. You know what I mean? I don't know how young she is necessarily, but like this is like saying like, who we should have next. And, we learned our lesson. We're gonna have the Cash Me Outside girl. She made herself a millionaire. Like, yes, but it was because she was terrible influence, and then she was on OnlyFans. like that, like that's the only two things. And for not for streaming purposes.
It's like it's like we want to invite a rock musician to talk to kids. It's like, yeah, maybe get Alice Cooper over Gigi Allen. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, exactly. There's an acceptable thing that you can have. Don't have. Yeah, we're gonna have Iggy Pop come in and do a self-harm demonstration in front of the children, because we just want them to know that sometimes you can, if you're not super talented, you can hurt yourself in front of people to make them think you're better than you are.
We want the kids to see how throwing doo-doo is actually art.
It's so fun to do this. So like the same thing, she's going to come in and go like, what do the kids, I think Farwild kind of hit this as well. What would the kids be asking of her? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what could they gain from her? But also, what is she planning on saying to the kids? Like, what was she actually going to do? You can't perform because it's not safe for, safe for work. It's definitely not going to be safe for school. So what are you going to do?
It reminds me too of like, did you ever see the thing? I got reminded, I was listening to an older podcast and I got reminded of this recently, but did you ever see the thing where it was during like the last Pride month and the LA Dodgers. The LA Dodgers were trying to do an event like outside the stadium as you walk in. They were trying to do an event to honor Pride Month. So they hired a bunch of drag queens, which that's not even the part I'm being like, what the fuck? It was drag queens where their act was to dress up like nuns and fucking dance on a cross. And you're like, why this one?
Yeah, why? Yeah, exactly. Why
It's so
this rapper?
fucking weird.
Why this rapper? Why did you get the one that's like, hey, I'm gonna be the lady. I'm gonna be the lady that says, what did you say? My pussy hole.
My
pink."
my pussy hole pink, my booty hole brown.
Yeah. It's like, what are you gonna do? Hey, BT Dubs. Speaking of pissing earlier, I'm gonna go piss real quick.
Gotta get a little pisserooski and
Go find some elementary kids to pee in front of real quick. I'll be right back.
okay, sick, dude. Yeah, no, it's not a hate, because that's a big thing too. Where I was having trouble finding like the exact wordage before, but it's like it's this weird thing they do with celebrities where they want these celebrities to fucking just satisfy every facet of human existence. That's the real problem in general about that's the real problem with celebrities in general and shit like that. Is I think a lot of times I've been noticing it with you notice it with any specific celebrity a lot of times where they prop up this celebrity for whatever their specific attributes are. They prop them up for those specific attributes, and then they hit a certain point where it's like, okay, we don't want you to be that anymore. We need you to be this big multifaceted leader and shit like that. And it's like, and then when they start doing the things that people prop them up for and bigged up them for and shit like that, now people start to get mad about it. And you're like, well, this is what they've been doing. This is what they've been doing the whole fucking time. I don't know what that is exactly. I'm not a fucking psychologist. I don't know how to exactly psychoanalyze the whole fucking country, but I think and I hate to say this because this is nothing new, but it's like, I think it's abundantly obvious we have a bad relationship with what celebrity is, because I think a lot of times people become a celebrity and then you go to them for a certain thing, and that certain thing you're looking for is, I don't know what it is, like an emotional fulfillment or whatever the fuck. And you basically, it's like you get let down on something you never should have even expected from them. And I know that's probably a big extrapolation from Sexy Red, but I think it's more so just an analysis of the weird expectations we have of celebrities. Sexy Red's job is to, be an awesome ratchet rapper. It's like, stop making her do anything but that.
I think I got her mixed up earlier with Ice Spice. I think I was the one I was envisioning was the one that was like showing her asshole all the time. Or
Ice Spice is probably going to transition out of that because she's becoming a mainstream celebrity at this point. But even Ice Spice.
Yeah. I was thinking, like, for some reason I had her envisioned, but
well, like, it's hard because with someone like, it's so goddamn funny. I just pulled her up, and her Twitter fucking banner is just her ass.
Right. It's just like
it's like Ice Spice is like a mainstream artist, but I would even say like, don't invite Ice Spice to an elementary school. You probably don't want to do that.
Yeah, whether it be like, if the thing that they're known for is already not something that you would like yell at the kids for saying or doing in school, then maybe.
Yes, you would yell at the kids for rapping Sexy Red's lyrics.
Right. So what the fuck why would you have her come either do that or even provoke that? It just, to me, it really does seem like it's a I don't know how or why. It seems like it's like on purpose, like a fix, like a thing where you're like, why? But then I'm like, but why would they do that? What does a school have to gain by being in the news for being so?
Yeah, it's weird. You don't want to be. There's like, that's why I always laugh with like the conspiracy shit. I'm like, I don't want I don't want to be the conspiracy guy, to be perfectly honest. I like conspiracies because I like problem solving, and I like a good old who done it.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to be the conspiracy guy. But like you're presenting me with something on its face that's ridiculous.
Doesn't make any sense why you
It
would
makes
think that's okay.
zero sense why this is happening, and
Unless you're trying to
I
get
don't know. Well, I noticed. I mean, if you want to go a little bit more conspiracy brained, it is like a confusing thing where, or it is a thing where you look and you're like, they are trying to. It does feel like they're trying to blur the lines between what's normal and what's appropriate. Where they're kind of like we were joking about it, but like I can do it right now. Like Instagram's just a general app for everyone. But if I go to my Explore page, and I get it, everyone, your Explore page is a reflection of what you look up. I know, but I'm just saying I'm able to look up all of this stuff on this one app. And it's like if you go to Explore, but yeah, immediately there's some girl in a Dunkin' Donuts outfit motioning. She's like miming that she's getting fucked, and hilariously Shane's just under her fucking body. It's just like, so it's like, oh yeah, there's my friend Shane, and there's wrestling content. Oh look, a pit bull, and oh look, this 21-year-old girl pretending to get plowed. You know what I mean? And it's just like my whole thing is like it's like all of that. Like when I was younger, all of that wouldn't be in the exact same fucking place. You'd go one place to get your comedy. You'd go one place to get your wrestling. You'd go another place to get your porn. It's like,
yeah.
I'm like, why is everything in every single fucking spot now?
Because that's how everything is. I just sent you, by the way, something that was in my Explored or whatever that is exactly me.
Oh yeah, just a dude getting kneed in the phone. That's really funny.
I was trying to look at mine. I was like, wow, mine sums up mine up too. It says John Jones was arrested. It says something about a lady's big old butt, and then it says something about MMA. So like, yeah, and music. But I think there's just like there is like a weird thing with like I think that's just how everything is that now, and then the specialty things. So this is so interesting because it used to be that was kind of the thing. You would go to the hardware store to get hardware shit. You'd go to the fucking department store to get clothes or whatever. You go to the, each place you would go to get stuff. But like everything became Walmart, Target, whatever. Now the special thing is, hey, have you been to that empanada place where they just do empanadas and it's amazing? And it's like, yeah, because that's what it used to be. It used to be a fucking a pizza place where they didn't do pizza and also subs and also this and also this and also this. It was like pizza. They did wood fire pizza. There you go. Yeah. Hamburgers. Dude, that's why some of my favorite places are not necessarily the greatest experience ever, but they're places that know their fucking lane. Five Guys knows their lane. They don't have fucking salads and shit. They go, we got burgers. We got what we can do on the flat top minus eggs. Like, there you go. What do you want?
No, that's what I'll actually, not to even necessarily call people out, but kind of like fucking put myself under the magnifying glass. That was a big thing that helped me realize is I think I remember when I first started doing comedy and shit, because like there's always a lot of pressure. Like I'm the type of guy, like I like broadcasting and I like doing podcasts and I like stand up and stuff. But I'm not really trying to write. I want to write to keep myself I want to get in a routine where I write every day to keep myself like creatively moving, and God forbid down the line I get good at writing, I can actually write a book. That would be fucking insane to just be like, I wrote a book and it's not bad. Yeah. But regardless, I'm more of just, I like the broadcasting. I like doing the immediate shit like podcasting and stand up and stuff like that. But like when you get into comedy, or at least when we got into comedy, there was always that pressure of like, well, you should be making sketches all the time. You should be trying to write a TV show, and you should want to be in movies. And I'm always just like, dude, if someone wants me to be in one, hell yeah. But I gotta be honest, like from what I've gathered, it's like it's boring as fuck, and then you kind of act for 5 minutes, and then it goes back to being boring as fuck forever. Like, because let's be honest, the parts I'm gonna get, they're not whatever. I'm being self-deprecating. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. So I remember the longer I've been doing this, I've been better at understanding what my lanes are. Because everyone uses a negative connotation where they'll be like, fucking calm down, stay in your fucking lane. Yeah. But it's true though. Like you should know, like, figure out what your lane is and make it a good lane that you like being in. And then, like, you should figure out that lane and you should stay in your lane.
It's like one of those things. If it's another thing that I love saying. It's a classic fucking term, but the ain't broke, don't fix it kind of thing. Like if you're enjoying and you're succeeding at being like the reason, like you see all those things out of Five Guys, which I'm sure probably long past the things on this, like that says like #1 burger, rated #1 burger. It's because they're a burger and fry place, burgers and fries. So like even the fries, they're not getting like these are the #1 fries. They're like, hey, 50% of our menu apparently sucks compared to everybody, but the other 50% fucking rules because all we do is 100% burgers and fucking fries.
Well, you know what's funny about that is like I
fucking
forget
hungry.
what. Yeah, you're clearly hungry as
I've only
shit.
eaten like 2 apples, or like I've eaten like way too much fruit.
Well,
I gotta
we've been talking and drinking liquids for 4 hours. Of course you're hungry. But no, well, let me do one more food thing to make you hungry, then we can wrap this shit up because this has been a really good episode. But
make it something sweet.
But so I was at the candy store. No, I saw a thing where, because I used to like roll my eyes where people would be like, no, this is the only spot you could get shit like this. And then because like, well, I will say this. The one thing that always makes me laugh is you ever hear like the story behind champagne where they're like, you have to get it made. It has to be from shit grown in Champagne, France or Italy or whatever the fuck it is, or else it's not. Else it's not real. And I go, that's a marketing stunt. That's like when Guinness said you had to pour their beer a special way. It's all fucking marketing. Because it's like, you're telling me with how much good food and drink they make in California or the fucking Finger Lakes, you're telling me they can't make some shit that's just as good as your authentic champagne? Eat my fucking dick. But also at the same time, like I heard this shit. There was this fucking lady, like someone was talking about this lady making like tacos in Mexico, and like you were saying with the same logic with Five Guys, it was like they made handmade tortillas and they were just doing like basic tacos all the fucking time. They didn't get like they do burritos, but like let's be real, they're just making tacos all day.
Right.
And they were saying with the shit that they would make the meat in, and then they'd use the same fucking grill forever. Making the tortillas and stuff like that. They'd use the same whatever the thing they'd make the meat in and stuff. They put like the oil and make the meat and do all that shit. It'd be the same thing forever. And it's like obviously they're cleaning it out and stuff like that, but just over the years doing it in the same place, the same way, over and over and over again. It's like you get a different type of flavor from that type of repetition and shit like that that you literally can't match anywhere else. It just happened. I'm sorry to keep going, but it just happened with a fucking pizza place in Jersey burned down, and the dude was like devastated because he's like, his brick oven was like multiple decades old, and he's like, oh well, like that was the brick old being whatever it was, 50, 60, 70 years old. He's like, that's part of the flavor of the pizza. Is that fucking oven that's had 1 million pizzas made in it.
It's probably part of the reason it burned down too. For fucking 20 years, you got to upgrade a little bit, buddy. I mean, but like I get what you're talking about. Yeah, I get.
That's the thing we talked about earlier.
We never cleaned the chimney, not once, and all of a sudden we have a fire. Like
that's what we were talking about earlier. You don't want to accept sadness, so you figure out why it's their fault.
It's his fault. Yeah, victim blame.
Woo!
But yes, I understand. Yeah, that's the same idea of like you have this, like whether it be a process or something like that. Like if you're doing something enough times over an amount of years the same way, it's going to get perfected and better. And then the more the people actually appreciate that. Like I think that's what it is. It becomes like, oh, you can't get this anywhere else. Like you can, but like I understand what it is sometimes. Like there is like somebody just is in the zone. Somebody gets in the zone, and it's just how long you can stay in the zone. But the more you try to like expand, like you said, Guinness is like, well, I kind of appreciate the fact that they say this is how you need to pour it. because there's somebody that like we need to get ourselves back in the marketplace, but we don't have we don't have anything new. It's just the same thing. But it's like, how can we make this a new thing? We can be like, oh, because it's so old, you need to do it this way to get it perfect. And this is how we suggest you're going to get the best tasting. And because somebody put that much effort into it, and I poured it perfectly. Oh, I did the exact amount of time. They're going to be like, it does. It's persuasion. It's just the power of thinking. Like they're doing a thing where they're like, we're going to put this idea into your mind that if you open a fresh one, oh, check the date. Oh, I've never checked the date. It's just more consideration and more of a ritual rather than just a beverage at that point. And that's what it is them saying like this, oh, make it a celebration and all this other shit. It's the same thing with the Champagne France thing. Just seems like a snooty French bitchy thing for them to do. But I've always said it, like Checkers is one of my favorite what's the other one? Rallies. Okay. Checkers is one of my favorite chains because they've been a place that's been burgers, hot dogs, fries, shakes. That's it. They don't have salads on their menu. They have chicken sandwiches, but that's about as healthy as it gets. Chicken or fish, fried.
Yeah, it's all about I wish more. Yeah, it's all about what you want out of the game. Just because, like, yeah, I think there's like two options. There, like the McDonald's is obviously the place that constantly adapts. Like they seem like the best at adapting at the modern time. But then at the same time, you're like, I also love those places. Sorry, I'm on a real McDonald's kick. I'm also hungry. I'm on a real McDonald's kick the past 2 or 3 weeks. But
have you done my Big Mac hack yet?
It's not a hack. It's just an inefficient process.
You didn't, so you didn't try it.
It's not. Why would I try it?
I can't believe you don't trust me. I can't believe I've been this fat for this long just to have you not trust me.
Oh yes, because I also haven't been fat.
Right. Do you think all of your food suggestions are shit?
What's the hack? It's
order
no
a Big
hack.
Mac. Order a Big Mac. Take that middle bun out and enjoy. It's easy. It's so easy too, and it's been right in front of your face this whole fucking time, and you just won't.
You're making here's what you're doing. You're making the wrong argument. Oh, it's easy. Yeah, it's easy to make pointless shit, Pat. It's not hard.
I tried it.
I know you tried it.
I know that you like a double cheeseburger. It's one of your go-tos. I know it's a go-to for you.
McDouble. A McDouble is my go-to.
This is a heightened McDouble. It's a Big Mac.
But it defeats the purpose of a McDouble or a Big Mac. It defeats the purpose. I hate you.
No. I hate you.
No.
Now I'm not telling you to take that middle bun and add it to a McDouble. Like it's like my request to just simply take out a middle bun of a Big Mac. It's like I asked you to take the middle bun and shove it up your mother's ass. I just want you to try this. You don't even have to put it. You can put it in your mouth if you want.
You're not telling me to do it. I've tried it before. I've had a double cheeseburger. Now I'm just going to imagine there's Big Mac sauce on it.
You're such an idiot.
You're a fucking idiot. Now you're
fool.
You're desperate to have something interesting about you, and you want.
Who'd you just say that to? Have you heard me talk ever? My genuine thoughts. The ones that I go like, yeah, everybody thinks like this, and you're like, no. I wish it was less interesting.
I wanted to get as mean as possible and see what happened.
Yeah, that's just false, my friend. Because that's, if anything, I've heard I'm unique. I've interesting thoughts sometimes. That's the nice way people have told me I'm fucking retarded as fuck.
All right, guys. This has been great. Pat
Hopefully.
is what?
It's been mostly great, Andy.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for watching. We love you guys. You're all the best. We will fly out to every one of your houses and suck you off
if you want. Only as requested.
Only it will be forced upon you.
Yeah, that's gonna get us kicked off. That'll be the thing that gets us kicked off.
That'd be so funny if I just forced sucks onto everyone.
Yeah,
I forced sucked.
I'm gonna rape suck you.
Forced sucks are pretty hard because like
Yeah.
you're so vulnerable. You can just get fucking while you're getting domed, you can get domed.
That's always the thing I always think about the prison relationships where they're like, he made me suck his dick. And I'm like, yeah, but it was in your mouth and you hated him. You know what I mean?
No,
I get it. But like,
I'm not talking about forced dick in your mouth. I'm
Yeah.
talking about you're forcing a blowjob onto someone.
yeah,
Because you got to think about the repercussions of after you bite his dick.
oh yeah, blood in your mouth.
You're getting beat up.
Then you're swallowing that dick by accident.
Yeah,
Your
you
adrenaline
gotta.
picks up, and then you're just like,
Nah, you better chomp that off or don't even do it.
yeah. Well, I mean, no, even if it was half of chomping off half of it would be one of those things. I'm just saying that you're right. The forced head in general is very risky because of that very reason of like being like, oh no, like you're like, hey man, put my most sensitive piece of my body in your fucking mouth right next to the sharpest part of your fucking body.
That's why you do psychological eroding over time, and then they think they want to suck your dick.
You break the spirit before you break their jaw with your penis.
Exactly, guys, gals, everyone in between. Thank you for hanging out. We're retarded.
We're gonna go mouth fuck each other.